month we had Halloween, and now we're coming up on Thanksgiving with those Native Americans, like Elizabeth Warren. So it's time for Elizabeth to take off the mask and be thankful for who she really is. And for the record, that doesn't include her being Native American. I'm Katie Petrick, and this is Healthy Republic. For years now, maybe even decades, people have been wondering who this Elizabeth Warren really is. At this point, she has been more things than anyone has ever asked to be, and certainly anyone has ever wanted, which is to say that the real Elizabeth Warren is a fraudster. She's flip-flopped more than every Old Navy in summertime, which is a really bad joke, and you are welcome. But that wall of flip-flops does mark what Elizabeth Warren has claimed to be her favorite day of the year, Pride Day.
I love Pride. It may be my single most favorite day of the year because it's the day we all come together and we celebrate Pride. Go Pride.
Of course you love Pride, Lizzie. You love that they love you for supposedly loving them and then they'll vote for you, which you love. Most importantly, you love to lie, Oatha. And now that you are as close as you'll ever be to obtaining the presidency, it's time for the real Elizabeth Warren to please stand up.
Please stand up, please stand up, please stand up.
Warren has shown that she will pander to anything. Literally anything and anyone. She can't even decide which cartoon character to appropriate because she wants all their votes.
Mine.
Is she Pinocchio? Is she Pocahontas? We don't know. The real question is she doing this show to get the vote? Is she that delusional? Or is it something else completely? I'm sure you all have your opinions and will share in the comments section. What's undeniable is the awkward of it all.
My name is Jacob, and I'm a 9-year-old transgender American. My question is...
All right. Say hello. Yeah, you could do this. You can be part of this. Yeah, you did talk. Oh my gosh, Melody works at my favorite place, Waffle House. This isn't funny.
You are correct. It's more cringy than anything. And even less funny are the claims you make about the country you want to be leader of. All of the scolding you do toward us and the so-called problems we are responsible for.
Environmental racism, economic racism, criminal justice racism, healthcare racism.
While all of her candidate pals mostly agree with Warren, they did finally call her out on her BS, and she was shocked. Shocked, I say.
Senator Warren is more focused on being punitive or pitting some part of the country against the other.
Simply because you have different ideas doesn't mean you're fighting for regular people.
Saying this is a rules problem is ignoring the reality that Americans see around us every single day.
She is fighting back against them in true old lady fashion by claiming hobnobbing. Yes, hobnobbing with the rich and powerful. For a post on Medium, Elizabeth Warren has claimed she will not accept donations of more than $200 from big businesses and that she will continue to run a grassroots campaign. She wants the rest of the candidates to be more transparent, like her. It's a heck of a lot easier to say and do when you already have $10.4 million in the campaign after transferring it from previous Senate campaigns where lobbyists funded huge sums. CNBC reported on the Federal Election Commission filings and lobbying disclosure reports that Warren accepted at least $95,000 from federally registered lobbyists during her 2012 and 2018 Senate campaigns, and then she transferred $10.4 million from the Senate seed to initially help fund the presidential campaign. That's not grassroots. It's just a transplant. Warren wants you to think her supporters are just like her. It's one of her big plans because you know she has a plan for everything, though she really has two main plans. Number one, make the people think that she is just like them, that you and me are one and the same as Elizabeth Warren.
Taxing income is not going to get you where you need to be the way taxing wealth does. That the rich are not like you and me.
Says the woman worth $12 million, whose husband continues to make $400,000 per year as a Harvard professor, while she is calling for free college for all, and who with said husband made just shy of $1 million last year. You and me, Elizabeth, we're two peas in a pod. That brings us to Warren's second big plan, The plan to ruin America by taxing everyone who works for and has accumulated wealth so as to give it to those who do not have the money, because that's how you make it seem like you are giving people everything for free.
So my plan has universal tuition-free college for all of our kids, but also increases the Pell Grants and levels the playing field by putting $50 billion into historically black colleges and universities. It cancels student loan debt for 95% of the kids with student loan debt and helps close the black-white wealth gap in America.
And it gets even better.
And built right into the plan is super duper enforcement. No more, you assign 2 IRS agents to try to keep up with the whole thing. Nope, we put it right into the cost.
That's super stupid, not duper. Except she is duping people. Maybe that's what she really means. In order to pay for all of this freeness, she claims she'll tax the tippy top. And those are her words. But really, she'll have to tax all of us as she regulates what happens in the stock market and claims she is giving the power back to the people. When even a panel from MSNBC is shredding Warren for her economic policy, claiming she is more extreme than Comrade Bernard Sanders, it's not good. Warren has long claimed herself a capitalist, but that's just her presentation as a fraudster. Her policies are that of a democratic socialist.
She has an enormous faith in government and government regulation. And as we all know, government regulation has its downsides. And we may be in a situation where we need different kind of regulation of some industries, but she is driven by a faith in government. And the converse of that is that I think she's driven by a real punitive dislike of much of business. And that is actually some of the underpinning of American prosperity. Much of that underpinning, American capitalism is strong because of its business.
Instead of taxing wealth, Warren may have better luck charging for the more than 70,000 selfies she claims to have taken. For the love of selfie.
Why don't we just quit now and do a selfie line?
We don't have 4 hours, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Please.
But the selfies are the most fun about this. And it truly is the case because it means you get the person to person about this.
Warren's next selfie will likely be with Palpatine, George Soros himself, who picked Warren as his unicorn. He did not outright endorse her, but recently said, "She has emerged as the clear-cut person to beat. I don't take a public stance, but I do believe that she is the most qualified to be president." And that about sums it. Hello?
Katie?
Who is this?
It's Elizabeth Warren.
Nope. I've heard enough, and so have you. Make sure to share this episode with your friends and enemies. Give them the opportunity to see the real Elizabeth Warren, because as we know, she certainly is not the real Slim Shady. She's just imitating. Do you want me to keep making these videos? Of course you do. So why not consider joining the Patriot Club? Make sure to head over to FreedomProject.com to get started, and then you too will be able to consider yourself a patriot. Until next time, stay healthy, America.